Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday, so as per usual, I am filming 3 book reviews. So if you can hear the outside world, it's because I have my windows open. It's really nice here and it's supposed to rain all week, so I'm trying to take in the nice day as I can. So if you hear dogs barking or people mowing their lawns, that's why. So yeah, let's talk about my book reviews. And the first one I have for you today is Roseblood by H.E. Howard. Now, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Haley. I'm obsessed with Broadway musicals, and Phantom of the Opera is my #1 favorite musical next to Cats. If you're returning, hi, you know I'm obsessed with Broadway musicals, and Phantom of the Opera is one of my favorites. So let's talk about this book, shall we? So, the main character, her name is Rune Germain. Yes, like Saint Germain. He comes in later into the story. He's actually a pretty big part of the story. And she has this ability to sing, obviously. But it's not like regular singing. It like causes her pain and stuff like that, which again, we'll get into. The love interest's name is Thorn or Etalon. His real name's Etalon, but he goes by Thorn. And he's much like, or used to be like Rune, in that he had a magical singing voice that allowed him to, when he like sang at people, they confessed their sins and stuff to him. And he was raised by Eric. Yes, Eric, like Eric from the Phantom of the Opera. Eric is still alive because, again, we'll get into we'll get into this magic stuff. Trust me. So, and then we have some side characters. There's Christina, who is the descendant of the real life Christine Daae, also known as Christina Nielsen, I think, is who Gaston Leroux based Christine in the book off of. And her best friend, Roxanne, or Roxy, who's totally in love with her, but Christina has no idea. Roxy has a older brother or twin brother, I can't remember, named Jax, who is in love with this other girl named Audrey. And then you have Rune's best friend, Sunny, who is dating this guy named Juan. So it's like everybody's kind of like interconnected in this story, so there's a lot of characters, but those are the only ones you really have to worry about. So we're gonna get into the plot. Okay, so I'm so excited. I loved this book, just saying. So Rune has been sent to this musical academy, which is supposedly the building where they are, supposedly where Gaston Leroux got his inspiration for the opera populaire from the book, or the movie, if you've seen the Phantom of the Opera musical movie adaptation or the musical. This whole book is just like a love letter to Phantom of the Opera, and I loved it. So yeah, anyway, so she's being sent there because something happened at her school, and her parents think, oh, if we send her to this high class like musical academy, that she'll like get her life straight and start behaving, even though that's not what happened. And of course she meets all of her friends there, and then she meets Thorn, and Thorn was raised by Eric, the Phantom, the actual Phantom, and Eric needs Rune for a certain reason that I will get into when I get into the spoiler section, because there's going to be a lot of spoilers for this book because it's crazy. So he needs Rune, so he uses Thorn to get to Rune. So that's pretty much the plot. Now we're going to talk about the romance. Oh my god. The romance between Rune and Thorn was just like out of this world. I loved it. I ate it up. I loved every single minute they were together. And yeah, so now the majority of this book review is going to be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, please leave. If you don't care, go ahead and stay and listen to me fangirl about this book. Okay, so let's get into this. Okay, so Rune has this magical singing ability, like I said, and it turns out that her father was a violinist, so much like the actual Christine Daae's father was in the film and the book. And it turns out that the violin used to be owned by someone in Rune's family. I believe it was Saint Germain. And Eric got it from the Germain family, and he played it for Christine on her deathbed, and they sang together in a duet. So her voice got trapped inside the violin. The violin was acquired again by the Germain family and was passed down through the generations until it hit Rune's father. And he played it for Rune when she was a child, and it created a bridge that allowed Christine's voice to transfer from the violin into Rune. So that's why she has this magical singing ability. And the reason she has this is because she comes from a line of succubuses. Yes, I believe that is. Succubus is a female and incubuses are male. So if you don't know anything about succubuses and incubuses, succubuses are female demons or something like that that draw energy from people. And incubuses kind of do it the same way, but it's like kind of a sexual thing. They like draw energy from people and they use that to survive. So that's why that is how Eric has been able to survive ever since the fire at the opera house. So are you still with me? Because I would not blame you if you were like, what the fuck? Because I was like reading this and like I had a feeling about 30% in that she was a succubus, just going off like what they were saying and stuff like that. And so yeah. So it turns out that after Christine's husband dies, Raoul, or whoever the real Raoul was, I don't even know if Raoul was a real person, but anyway, when he died, Christine decided that she was going to get with Eric. So they did. They got married, and Christine and Eric had a child. The child died or didn't really die, and so she's kind of like in this type of like stasis or whatever, and Eric thinks that if he transfers Rune's voice into the baby's body, that the baby will like live and grow and everything. And yeah, it's so complicated. There were so many twists and turns in this book, and I heard a lot of people saying that it was like cliche as fuck, but I was like, there's a lot of negative reviews about this book, and I really don't understand why. I'm not sure if it's because there's a lot of plot contrivances and conveniences and stuff, which I don't have a big problem with in books, but I loved this. So I think that in order to like love this book, you have to be like a Phantom of the Opera super fan, which I am. So yeah, that was my book review for Roseblood by A.G. Howard. She also wrote, I believe it's the Splintered series or Unhinged. Splintered, which is about the descendant of the girl that Lewis Carroll based Alice in Wonderland on. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick that up because I loved this. Like, it seems like she takes things in the public domain and then kind of like riffs on them, kind of like Gregory Maguire, who wrote the Wicked series, which again I loved. So yeah, that's my book review for Roseblood by A.G. Howard, and I will see you guys later. Bye!